Staff at the Washington Post are bracing for a wave of layoffs that are expected to be announced this week. It's the latest hit for the Post, coming just days after a longtime editorial cartoonist, Ann Tilness, resigned in protest. Her editor rejected her latest cartoon, which depicted Post owner Jeff Bezos and other media leaders on bended knee before President-elect Trump. The Post said the cartoon was rejected because it had been repetitive of a recent column and another that was set to be published. Her editor in a statement said in part, "Not every editorial judgment is a reflection of a malign force." To many observers, though, it's the latest in a series of events that are raising questions about Bezos and the leadership of the Post, including a series of high-profile staff departures and a wave of reader backlash.
Washington Post is down 87% in terms of its traffic since 2021. So from 2021 to now, the Washington Post is down nearly 90% of its traffic, its audience gone. And by the way, that's the libs. Okay, those guys are just checked out. So the Washington Post is dying, and they have either booted or exited. We're trying to find the right term on this. Jen Rubin. However, it turns out that Jen Rubin is going to be going to a new spot. Benz, break down what the latest plan is for our resident TDS Color Revolution lover, Jen Rubin.
Oh, it's too perfect. Honestly, I don't care what your religion is, whether you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or, some strange esoteric thing, whatever you wish for. I can't imagine a better gift to start the year than Norm Eisen and Jen Rubin announcing that they are starting a media outlet. They're calling this The Contrarian. That will be the name of this outlet. And they say that Norm Eisen is going to be the publisher. Jen Rubin is going to be the editor-in-chief. They said they've recruited about 24 contributors who played prominent roles in debunking 2020 election denialism. And the purpose of this is because America needs an unshackled media. Now, mind you, these are the people who were coordinating the censorship industry. These people who are so-called debunking election denialism. They censored the ever-loving heck out of every news outlet. They put pressure on the social media companies. They applied government pressure. And it was all because there was an unshackled media. Their problem is that they need shackles on the media, and they need a media perch to trumpet from the heavens the consensus of the resistance. So the thing that I love about this so much is this will give us a bird's eye view of the resistance's plans every step of the way for the next 4 years. Norm Eisen was the legal hatchet man. Every single one of their ops was run through Norm Eisen, who was a guy who was the former State Department ambassador to the Czech Republic from 2011 to 2014, which was right as China effectively took over the Czech Republic. Norm Eisen was the lawfare coordinator there. He bragged about how one of the proudest things that he did as the U.S. ambassador to the Czech Republic was effectively pressure the Czech Republic to arrest the State Department's enemies. He was so emboldened by that when Trump won the 2016 election, he applied that same set of skills to coordinating the lawfare against Donald Trump. He has been a part of every major political black ops happening in the United States for the past 6 to 8 years. And now he's going to have a media outlet. And there's this great clip here of him and Jen Rubin announcing it. And just look at how cheesy this thing is. It's fondue.
This guy, he's the granddaddy of the color revolutions, and I guess she's the grandmama of the color revolutions. Let's play the clip.
Do politics, we're going to do law, but we know that any successful pro-democracy movement also has to be very vocal about culture. We'll have a humor column. We'll even have a cooking column, but we're going to sprinkle in a little bit of pro-democracy flavor.
Wow,
We're gonna have a
I
humor
just
column.
we're gonna ruin everything. We're gonna run it. We're the contrarians. We're even though you're propaganda. No, this what we're living through. Look, there was a Politico asked me over the weekend. They said, why are you guys calling your thing the coronation ball? Why are you? And I'm not like I didn't come up with the name, but I said, look, I didn't come up with the name for that. I did come up with the name for the deplorable ball back in 16, 17. But coronation ball is appropriate. And they say, oh, appropriate. You're authoritarian. You're talking about monarchy. You got Curtis Yarvin there. All that. No. It's appropriate because it's a regime change. Because that's the old regime. Just look at them. They realize that they are out of power and they have no idea what to do. And you can see the cognitive dissonance in that clip. Guys, could you show the clip? Just leave us up, but show us the still of that clip where you could just see it in their faces where they're trying desperately to hold it together. And they're like, everything is fine. Everything is good. This is a great move. Things are going well for us. 90% of our readership is down, but we're holding on for dear life.
And this idea that they're going to, galvanize people against Trump through cooking, through a cooking column and a humor column. I mean, this reminds me of, in the old, there was this busted British intelligence operation called the Integrity Initiative. That it operated from 2015 to 2019. Then it went down in flames when all their leaked documents came out, and it turned out the whole thing was being dictated by British intelligence. They set up these cluster cells in every major NATO country to coordinate internet censorship. And in the documents, the orientation materials trained all the cluster cell members on the importance of waging this culture war through humor and they gave them reading materials like the EU can't meme and how subversive humor and ridicule can undermine political support for authoritarians in authoritarian countries. And these people are constitutionally incapable of humor. They exist as this frumpy, damp rag to place over the human soul. They put in their instruction manuals all these, like humor guides because they are incapable of organically generating it themselves. So this is going to be a content nirvana. This is like manna from the heavens being handed to us so that we have a 360-degree peripheral vision of everything they're going to do 6 months before they do it, while also being able to elbow through the rim dunk on just how cringe it is the whole time. So I don't know that I could have woken up to better news than this morning.